speak about and to sing from Dracula, Dracula himself, Tom Hewitt.
Nice it feels to have some love coming this way in association with Dracula. Oh my gosh, I think so many, I think reviewers wrote their titles before they even saw the show, this Dracula sucks, and my favorite was Fangs but no fangs. I love that. Caleb, yeah, so many of those things were like so simple. I did a thing where I would like walk, there's a hole in the stage, and I would like walk towards this hole and just drop into the hole. So many people, were like, what was the thing? You like rode down a thing where you were attached to a thing? And I was like, no, that's me in gravity. Millions of years of evolution helped us to teach us to look down when approaching a hole. So it was really a difficult thing to do, but it got a great response. There's lots of things that I could talk about, but I think I really want to talk about that beautiful Belasco Theater. It's just a great thing. I haven't been in it since it's been renovated recently. It's been through several renovations. They're just like the coolest thing. I know anybody who's been on an empty stage at night. There's like a feeling. I don't know, whatever. The psychic residue of, there's lots of passion on the stage, on and off, and in the audience, and who knows, stuff may linger in the air, but in that theater particularly, there's a lot of history, and I think you can feel it. I remember walking into my dressing room, and there's this big, beautiful, ornately framed mirror with the reflective paints peeling in the corner, and it's sort of gold and cracked, and I remember thinking, what has this mirror seen? What? Oh my God. And I remember sitting in technical rehearsals and sitting in the back of the balcony near where Belasco's apartment was. He would at a little window and he watched people. It was a beautiful apartment. We got to see it's sort of been destroyed by an air duct going through the middle of it, but there's still like a bookcase, and you can sort of tell that there was a beautiful apartment there once. Anyway, I remember sitting in the back of the auditorium, and it was creepy and like uncomfortably so, and I remember having to kind of move down to the house. Who knows what's going on in the thing, but the Belasco, I don't know if they're still there or not. They may have removed them in the renovation, but every other seat in the house, there are a series of vents, these little square grid vents, and it was an old kind of air conditioning system. In the basement of the theater is a cinder block square cement room, about half the size of a studio apartment. And it would be filled with ice, and there would be a guy cranking a fan, and the cold air would be blown up these chutes into the audience to cool the theater until I believe about 1920, 1930. Now, somebody watching this will be fact-checking, and I'll be totally wrong, so forgive me for my lack of theater history. But so that's like totally cool, and there are still remnants of Harry Houdini's disappearing elephant gag. In the basement of the theater, there were like these cranks and levies left over from this huge elevator that would lower an elephant down to make stuff like that was just remarkable to be around, it's so cool. And Chuck Wagner was our offstage cover, and it's so sweet, I get sort of oddly emotional about this, but he found my life mask. A life mask is a cast that's made of your face, and then costume prosthetics are built onto it. And he found it, and he just, at the end of the run of the show, he put it up in Belasco's apartment. So I don't know if it's there or not, but I just thought that was sort of a sweet thing to sort of let me be part of the Flotsam and Jetsam of the theater. Speaking of Flotsam and Jetsam, I was telling these guys a story. It's so sweet. Towards the end of the run of the show, this really sweet couple came to the show, youngish. They were the grandchildren of a woman who had worked with Belasco. She was a performer in his shows, a lot of them, like in chorus and stuff, and she spent a lot of her life. It was a really important part of her life. She passed away, and the couple had a vial of her ashes, and they wanted to scatter the ashes in the theater. You know, so I'm violating every health code, I'm sure. But so people who, you know, they were quietly escorted to the basement of the theater, and somewhere in that theater they deposited their grandmother's ashes, and I just thought that was such a beautiful thing, you know, so telling of life and the theater and how, you know, it's here today and gone tomorrow, and ashes to ashes to dust to dust, but that was such a sweet thing. You know, there were lots of special effects in the show. I was going to talk about those, but let's not. Okay, so Jonathan Harker is in Dracula's castle, sort of kept a prisoner there. He's, you know, wandering around. He comes across the forbidden chamber. The door's been locked. He goes into the chamber and he finds these three vampire women who try to seduce him and you know, suck his blood. He's interrupted by Dracula, who comes into the chamber carrying a bag containing a human baby, which he's going to, you know, give as an appetizer to these girls before he enjoys Jonathan Harker for himself. So here is a number from Dracula called Fresh Blood.
I told you, this man belongs to me.
We need him now. Give him to us. He must feed us. Are we to have nothing tonight?
Have I ever let you down? I brought something from the town. I've always understood your hunger. And when I finish with this kill, you may kiss him at your will. He will make us all grow younger. Take your bundle and leave me. There is work to be done.
Unless my ears deceive me, someone's after us. This is some mother's son.
The children of the night, those who hide themselves from light, cannot hear the secret music. I am that master that I are. I summon them from near and far to make intoxicating music. But it's time now to leave them. I must follow my plan. I shall have to believe them. I need pastures new. What I'm needing is fresh blood to restore me. Fresh blood in my veins. No one will ignore me. In those dark souls. Here are people all fear me. Their defenses are strong. They refuse to come near me. I need pastures new. What I'm needing is fresh blood on my pillow. Don't call it a sin. Come near, Peccadillo, to wash us in the skin, you and your Nina.